everybody, how's it going? Happy Friday to all you guys out there. This is Fandom Empire, and I'm your host, Sean, and I just want to, right off the top, guys, give a shout-out to Rebecca and Thomas, who are both helping us behind the scenes right now. We have never officially done one of these live streams on YouTube before, so this is uncharted grounds for us. Here I was thinking, we could get the super chat all set up, and those that wanted to make their questions a priority on this little live stream would be able to do it that way, but turns out you need more than 20 minutes to do that, so that's what happens when you leave things the last minute, guys. So we're just going to do our best to get all the questions answered as we possibly can. We have like 15 that were sent in prior to ever even going live with this thing, so bear with us. We have some help behind the scenes. I'll try to get to everything. First and foremost, thanks for joining us for this monumentous occasion. Hopefully I can't possibly fuck it up any more than I did in the pre-show. Hence the extended time waiting to get into this thing. All right, guys, so you're here to talk some Halloween. I'm here to talk some Halloween with you guys, and we do have a major Halloween Kills update in this video. We're going to get to that in a few minutes. We're not going to leave it to the end. You guys don't have to stick around for the whole thing to wait it get dished out. But I do want to take a second to get to some of the questions here that have been sent in over the last couple of days. People have been sort of hounding us on it. And, big thanks to them, because without questions, this isn't possible, guys. So there is a Halloween Kills update. And no, it's not something like, the second unit, director, he's all good. He's having lunch today. It's nothing like that. The update is major. I'm sure some people will roll their eyes and give us the whole, we're a small YouTube channel and we don't know what the hell we're talking about. But if you guys have seen our track record and you were watching 3 months ago when we dropped the Loomis stuff prior to anybody else touching the Loomis stuff, we know what we're talking about. So thank you for your continued support. And let's dive into some questions, guys. I'm going to say right now, if you want to get your questions answered, drop them in the chat now. I think the chat's lagging a little bit on my end, so I'll do my best to get to them. And yeah. So here we go. Let's dive into some questions. First up, guys, this is from, I might be butchering this pronunciation, John Stentonhouse. And he asks, will Halloween Kills be released this year? Well, let's just address the elephant in the room. Will Halloween Kills be this year? I can't believe this is the first question, because this is one of two major updates we have for you guys. And that is, hang on here. It's getting hot down here. I'm going to take off the glasses. I might not be able to see that well, but our big update, guys, is we got confirmation about 48 hours ago that, in fact, Blumhouse and Universal will be releasing Halloween Kills this year in cinemas. It's not going to be on VOD. I mean, it might be on VOD a few weeks after it's released, or they might be able to do something simultaneously. But right now, the plan is absolutely Halloween Kills is going to launch in cinemas this October. Now, there are some asterisks that need to be thrown out there, because as smart as the people are at Universal and Blumhouse and Trancas, at the end of the day, nobody knows what's going on with the pandemic. And if, the second wave comes in and is just nuclear and it wipes things out far more than the first wave did, plans can change. But to our knowledge, coming up here in the next couple of weeks, you're really going to start to see the marketing wave take over and push forward for this movie. Now, I know a lot of you are probably sitting there going, okay, well, how does this relate to the trailer? Is the guy on Twitter who was claiming the trailer's coming in the next couple of weeks right? He could be. I personally don't know the guy that operates that Michael Myers account. We have been getting stuff come in our way since 2018. As you know, we were at TIFF in 2018, had the pleasure of seeing the world premiere of this film. It was a blast. And I can tell you that the guy had the trailer release right on 2018. But again, I have no idea who he is. It is not my position to question his sources. So he could be right. We might be getting a trailer in a week or two. I'm just telling you the same thing that I told you in our most recent video is we had no knowledge of a trailer coming, and we have 3 sources, 2 extremely well placed. And basically it was don't hold your breath in the next couple of weeks. So again, the smart move for them would be to attach this trailer, it's going to cost them some money, to Tenet. Tenet is the biggest blockbuster movie that's coming out prior to Halloween Kills. It's in July. It's in the middle of July. And I had somebody comment, and this is not a knock on them whatsoever on the channel, stating that, well, they can't attach it to Tenet because it's produced by a whole different studio. But that's not the way the trailers work, guys. If you've gone to see a Star Wars movie or a Marvel movie or a DC movie, you have seen trailers attached to those movies from various studios, not just their own. Now, do most of the trailers line up with said studio? Yes, but that doesn't mean a studio from another trailer can't hitch their wagon onto another movie. You know, that's just the way these things work. But yeah, the first update, we have another one, so don't go anywhere. The first update is as of 48 hours ago. Now, the decision might have been made beforehand. The intent is absolutely to release Halloween Kills this fall in October. And that's exciting. That's people can have some hope. Now, no, we're not saying they're not going to say, you know, a month from now, if everything goes to hell, that they're going to change. They're not going to change their mind, because they could, you know. You, me, you know, my wife, whoever have to go about their own everyday plans and change them as this pandemic goes. So the pandemic could change things. Ultimately, it's the trump card. So let's keep moving on in the chat here, guys. James Biggins says, how does Michael escape the fire in Halloween Kills? Okay, so I've been asked this question a bunch. How much do you guys know about Halloween Kills? And the truth is, we basically know the entire film. I'm not going to blatantly just give away how he escapes in the fire. That would spoil your enjoyment of the film. But I will tell you this. There's no spoilers here, guys, so don't expect me to reveal, you know, each and every detail. But I will vaguely tell you guys this. The scene where Michael escapes the fire, which is actually, you see a little bit of it in the little teaser release last Halloween. That scene, in my opinion, is the first or second best sequence in the entire movie, and one of the most breathtaking, jaw-dropping sequences in any Halloween movie ever. Some people might think that it might be over the top, but I'm telling you, if you want to see Michael Myers kick ass in all of his glory, that scene's going to be one that you remember for the rest of your life if you're a Halloween fan. If you're a traditionalist, like I said, you might think it's a little over the top, but when Michael escapes the fire, and I mean, really, if you look at the picture, guys, and you really study the picture, it kind of gives you away, or kind of gives away who's waiting for Michael outside. The best I can tell you is, if you really want to know, study the picture closely, look on the left-hand side of the picture, look really closely, and you'll see what's hitting the fire. And let's just say those individuals are in for a rude awakening. It is an epic sequence. I have not visually seen it because I haven't seen the movie. But I've certainly read the sequence, and it is, for me personally, I can see why there's another sequence in the film that other people are going to like more than this one. But for me personally, this sequence is the sequence I'm most excited for. And that includes the 1978 flashback, which is going to go about 10 minutes or so. Dallas Winstead says, what's your favorite Halloween movie and why? Dallas. Okay, so I'm going to say right now, guys, put down the pitchforks. Don't stone me. Don't do any of that stuff. I have an unpopular opinion on this one. My favorite Halloween movie is Halloween 4. You've seen me wearing the Halloween 4 shirts on the channel, guys. Look, the first Halloween movie is legendary and will never be eclipsed. But my personal favorite is Halloween 4, because when I was a young boy, my cousin introduced me to Halloween 1, 2, and 4 in the same night. And there was something about the pacing of 4 and the scariness of 4 outside of its shitty mask that was just really awesome. And I really thoroughly loved the story that 4 tells. I do. The mask is shit. The opening sequence is the best of any Halloween movie, in my opinion. all films subjective. But Halloween 4 is my favorite, and it just brings back a ton of memories. I mean, who doesn't love the Bucky scene? Poor old Bucky getting electrocuted to death. Epic stuff. Alicia McNeil. That's kind of funny. I went to school with a girl named Alicia McNeil. When are we getting the Halloween Kills trailer? Well, if I had that answer, I would let everybody know right now. Anybody that's waiting for me to drop the exact release date of the Halloween Kills trailer, it's not going to happen. I can tell you this. We basically knew that the Halloween 2018 trailer was going to drop a week before it actually dropped, guys. And as you see, there's no confirmation of that yet. And we're a week from next Friday. That's the date that a lot of people have pointed out. And it isn't here yet, guys. It's not here. It could drop next Friday, but I doubt it. My money is the end of this month to the beginning of July. Obviously, it's coming soon if they've decided that they are releasing the movie this year. Another thing to look out for, though, guys, is they might hold this off for the San Diego Comic-Con virtual panel. Now, I'm not sure what the details are on that. I don't know if we are, if you have to pay to see the San Diego Comic-Con virtual panel. I know Star Wars is doing something similar with Star Wars Celebration. But Halloween debuted footage there before, and they might be holding off for that because not only, at the end of the day, look, if you're watching this video, you're a diehard Halloween fan of some sort, or you just really like the stuff that we do. I'm guessing more so diehard Halloween fan. At the end of the day, us diehards can support the movie as much as we want, but if they don't get out to the generic fan base and the generic moviegoer, they're not going to do as well on the movie as they want. So what better place to drop this than San Diego Comic-Con, which is next month? I'm not sure what the date is on it, but I would not be surprised if we don't get this trailer in the next week or two. The one thing I can definitely say is it's coming soon, guys. That's just the facts. You need 3 months of marketing heading into a movie. We're now, halfway through June almost? And the movie comes out halfway through October. Simple math says the trailer is coming really, really soon. But anyone that's telling you that it's definitively next Friday obviously knows something that we don't, because that's not the indication that we have. Be patient. It'll get here. And, the other thing, guys, a trailer is a trailer. I see a lot of people getting on Blumhouse. It's ridiculous that they haven't released the trailer yet. And how could they not show us the trailer yet this far into the process? At the end of the day, you guys need to remember that it's not Blumhouse that decides when the trailer drops. It's Universal. Universal handles all the marketing on this movie. Does Blumhouse have a say? They probably do, but at the end of the day, Universal is going to be the one that decides if this thing goes or doesn't. All right, Jamie Seagrave, will you be doing any Halloween countdown videos? Yes, we will be doing a Halloween countdown video. We're actually already working on one, and it's the Masks of Michael Myers. Those videos are taking a little longer to produce because there's far more editing involved, and we're a really small group here at Fandom Empire, so look for that sometime in the next few weeks to a month. We have a Michael Myers Masks countdown video, so that'll be fun. We'll be getting all your guys' take on it, too. I'll read a couple more, then I'll switch over to the chat questions, then I'll go back to the pre-entered questions. David Vandeslot says, what do you know about the opening title sequence? Is the pumpkin back? I know the entire opening title sequence of Halloween Kills. I don't want to completely give it away. So all I will say is, yes, the pumpkin is back. You're getting that classic Halloween pumpkin intro. However, there is a twist. A very, very big twist on the pumpkin intro, and I think people are going to love it. I've seen very few images of this movie with their connections, but the one image I have seen is from that title sequence, and it looks spectacular. I think people are going to love what they do. And again, kudos to the guys over at Blumhouse, because it would have been really easy to do something digital with this and go the CG route. And no, again, they've taken the route of doing the opening title sequence in actual, normal real-life physics. So there's that. Let's jump over into the chat. Pumpkin Man Forever says, I watch you religiously. Man, only if my wife would watch me religiously. Unbelievable. Dort Lanker says, I haven't heard any kills news or updates. Hopefully something soon. Well, hopefully we've given you a little bit to chew on. Poster. Now, this is the interesting thing, guys. Yes, in more cases than not, a poster drops before the trailer. However, I'm going to scoot on over to the other franchise we cover a little bit, and that's Star Wars. And Star Wars has a tendency to drop the poster with the trailer. Now, releasing a poster does them no harm right now, even if disaster hit and the movie was backed up. There's no reason they can't have a poster out. So, I don't know why we haven't gotten a poster. I know there's a poster done. I know what's on the poster, and it's kind of reminiscent to the last poster, but with some pretty drastic alterations, I would say. But yeah, quickly, guys, if you want to keep up to date on all of our Halloween content, God knows we have a lot of it coming. We still have, I think it's 11 more videos of Halloween kills material that we're going through, and a lot of it's some really juicy stuff. Some of it in the vein of the Loomis video we did 3 months ago before it was actually announced. So if you watch our content, you can start to pick apart what you're going to see and what other, YouTube channels or agencies are going to cover in the future, and we'll give it to you a little earlier. Subscribe. There's a subscribe button down in the bottom right-hand corner, somewhere down there, and no, maybe it's over here. And click the subscribe button. Click the notification bell. Keep up to date on all of our contents. We're going to try to do a live stream once every couple of weeks, I think. We're not going to go too haywire with it. Most of our stuff will be pre-produced content. And 10-minute videos, and I'm sure the people that can't stand when I ramble on are not tuning into this live stream right now. But for those of you that do enjoy what we're doing at the channel, check us out. They're short little 10-minute videos, and they're usually quite informative. So yeah, click that subscribe button and drop a like if you will, guys. The support is always appreciated. Let's keep moving on here. George Harrington says he hopes we see a really good poster. David versus Goliath. Hey, I know you, David. We're in here. Happy Friday. Fandom Empire is bringing you the most up-to-date Halloween news. I don't know about that, man. There are a bunch of bigger Halloween channels out there, channels that cover Halloween. They're fantastic. Without them doing what they've done for the last several years, pardon me, we wouldn't be here today. Awesome intro music, man. Which one? The Shapestocks Allison cover or the normal one we play when our opening credits roll? Either way, both of them are pretty cool. Already had a message retracted. All right. When's the trailer coming out? There's lots of that. Again, soon, guys. Very soon. And I'm not someone that's saying soon and it's a month and a half from now. It's got to be in the next few weeks to a month at most, If the movie's coming out this year, and it sounds like it is, like we would not have come live and reported something to you if we weren't damn sure about it. And so, 99% chance that trailer's dropping soon. I'm just skeptical about it being next Friday. I've seen no proof of that. Doesn't mean it's not going to, because the Michael Myers guy on Twitter has a track record, and he deserves some acknowledgement for that. Okay, Bloody Gore 74 says, yes, I love theater watching rather than VOD. So I'm going to, now that you say that, Bloody Gore, I'm going to go to a question that we had sent into us from Toy Machine 5. And he said, Kills is going to VOD, not theaters. Time to upgrade to VOD. We don't need theaters anymore. Guys, I'd really like you to take a second and comment down in the chat, because I want to know what the general public thinks of this. Would you guys rather see Halloween Kills in theaters or on video on demand? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not making light of the pandemic. I have a newborn. His entire life has been spent in this pandemic. The idea of seeing Halloween on VOD, if I had to, I would. Absolutely. And hey, I got a nice setup upstairs. Beautiful 4K TV. It would look great. But are we not sick of being at home? Who is dying to get out with safe restrictions to a movie theater, sit down with their significant other or their fellow Halloween fans or horror fans, and sit down and watch Halloween in a movie theater? at the end of the day, home theater experience is great. 4K is great. But for me personally, I want to go see this thing in the movie theater. It doesn't matter that I know the movie and what's going to happen. I want to see this in a movie theater. And the biggest thing I can say is this Halloween movie deserves to be on a massive cinematic screen more than any other Halloween movie that has ever come before it. And I truly believe that, guys. Halloween Kills deserves to be on a big screen. And if you don't see Halloween Kills on a big screen with some of the massive sequences in this movie, it's going to be criminal. Your first time watching this movie should not be at home. It should not be in front of your 55 or 65 or hell, even 75-inch 4K TV. It should be in a movie theater, because I'm telling you, no Halloween movie ever has had sequences in it like this Halloween movie does, and you deserve to see it on a big screen. But maybe you guys agree with Toy Machine. Maybe you guys agree with Bloody Gore. Who do you agree with? Do you want to see this movie video on demand, or do you want to see this movie in a movie theater? Toy Machine also says that Halloween Kills will make more on VOD than in movie theaters. Toy Machine, first off, thanks for tuning into our content. That's appreciated, man. But that statement could not be more wrong. No, Halloween Kills will not make more money on video on demand than in a movie theater. Will they charge more to see it on video on demand? Yeah, you'll probably have to pay $20. But your $20 is going to let you and your son or your daughter or your significant other or your couple of buddies that are Halloween fans to come on over and watch it together. You can't do that while going to see a movie in theaters. It's not even close when I say that Halloween Kills with video on demand probably wouldn't make half of what it would make with a theatrical release. Now, do I think it could go to theaters for a few weeks, then video on demand, considering what's going on? That's a possibility, but I'm telling you, most movies make all their money in the first 2 to 3 weeks. We're talking 70, 80, 90% of their bring-in is in those first 2 to 3 weeks. And video on demand will not even come close to it. Think about it this way. The biggest pay-per-view event of all time was a boxing match. And it only made $400 million, guys, worldwide. $400 million. That's $150 million more than Halloween 2018 made. But that's a massive sporting event, which has a much bigger fan base. Anyway, there's a reason the theater system works. There's a reason why these movies go to the big screen before they debut on video on demand. And, there's a reason why they were considering delaying this movie, guys. If video on demand was always the plan, they never even would have had a thought of delaying this movie. But they did think about delaying this movie, and thankfully that appears like it's not going to happen now and will come out in cinemas this year. And it'll be your question whether you want to, or your choice whether you guys want to risk going or not. Am I going to go? Yeah, I'm absolutely going to go. I'm going to go with my significant other, and her and I are going to sit down and enjoy a Halloween movie. I'm sure my cousin and his wife will tag along too. Let's keep reading on the chat here. Jared Harper, I manage a movie theater. Got an email yesterday regarding Tenet and what all theaters are to be attached, or what all trailers are to be attached. One of them is Halloween Kills. Well, Jared, I have never worked for a movie theater, so I'm not exactly sure how that works. But I would not be surprised. And at the end of the day, the number one thing these guys can do for marketing this movie is attach it to Tenet. Whether you're like me and have no idea what Tenet's about, and you watch the trailer and you have even more have no idea what it's about, and then read the synopsis and realize you still don't know what the movie's about, it's a Christopher Nolan movie, and it's going to do awesome in the box office because Christopher Nolan is arguably the best filmmaker alive right now. So attaching Halloween Kills to that movie makes a whole lot of sense. It also wouldn't be a cheap thing to do. So, we heard that report almost a month ago now, guys, when Tenet was dead set on still coming out in July. Pardon me, we got a pop-up here. Can't see the screen. Tenet was dead set on coming out in July. And, we heard that Halloween Kills would attach to that. And why not? Because at the end of the day, even though their studios going up against one another, the movie theater industry itself needs a lot of help right now. There's a reason why you see maybe your local area doesn't have a drive-in. We have 3 of them about an hour from where I live, and they're doing mad business right now. One of them opened up last weekend, and literally something like 70% of vehicles got turned away. There's movie theaters like AMC that are hanging on by a thread right now. So why not get people out to theaters to see these trailers that market movies that are from other studios as well? So it's the one thing I can say in terms of the whole Universal and the movie theater deal that went on, and both of those guys playing their cards and wondering what's going to happen, is if they were to ban Universal films, it's mutually assured destruction. Nobody benefits from it. It makes no sense. It's not going to happen. Halloween Kills is going to be in cinemas this October, barring the pandemic doing something even crazier. Chad, I think that basically addresses that question. So we're going to keep moving on here. Toronto Freddy, hey man, what's happening? You're good with either. I want to go to a cinema, dude. I realize that we're not going to be lining up on Yonge Street to go see it at Elgin Winter or the Elgin Theaters or the Winter Garden Theaters at TIFF. That's just not going to happen this year. I mean, technically speaking, I don't even know if TIFF has been canceled this year. TIFF might still happen, but I would assume that it'll be closed to the public or extremely limited seating. I don't see Midnight Madness happening. They can't have a line like that right now, because that'll only be about, 2 months from now? A little less than 2 months from now? I could tell you that was the plan, though, that they absolutely intended to release Halloween Kills during the Midnight Madness event at TIFF, and I don't think they're going to have that opportunity now. Joker says he wants it in the cinema. Andrew Griffin, I missed the beginning of this live. Well, Andrew, assuming I don't fuck up on my end, which is always possible, you should be able to go back and see the rest of this once this video is done. Based on your enthusiasm, where do you think Halloween Kills will rank in your all-time favorite Halloween movies? Well, anybody who's ever worked with me, whether it's the stuff that we're doing on Fandom Empire or where we got our start back with Channel 1138, knows that I believe in something called recency bias. I think that you go and see a movie for the first time and think, my God, this was mind-blowing. For example, 6 of us went to see The Force Awakens together. After the movie, all 6 of us thought it might have been the best Star Wars movie that any of us have ever seen in our life. Here we are 5 years later, removed from that, and I can confidently tell you The Force Awakens is probably my 3rd or 4th favorite Star Wars movie. So I feel like that's a little bit of an impossible question to know, but, having sat down, and read the movie, basically, I can tell you that from what I know, I would not be surprised if this ends up number 2 or number 3 on my list. Hell, maybe it ends up number 1. Like I said in a prior video, if you guys haven't seen that, Halloween Kills is an ensemble movie, and it really is, an ensemble movie. There's never been a Halloween movie that has approached it from this way, that has focused on so many different characters, and they're not just moments that pass by in the wind. Each character that plays or has significant on-screen time in this movie has their own personal story that connects back to 1978. Except for Karen and Allison, which obviously they weren't alive then. But the rest, the way they have done it, it's so well thought out. And I'm just utterly impressed with the product that they're going to deliver. Obviously, paper to on-screen, or even hearing some of the events on screen, some of the images I've seen, it's incredible. You never know. It could fall short in some areas. It's hard. You might have the best team on paper, and then you put them on the ice or the court or the field or wherever, and it might not work out. But from everything I know, it seems like it's going to be something special. David vs. Goliath, I'm interested to see the runtime for Kills. All right, I'll give you this one. The runtimes for Kills is 1 hour and 45 minutes. That could change, but as of right now, I can tell you the runtime without credits is 1 hour, 45 minutes. So there's one you guys can take home. Tony Scott, but your huge sound bar make it seem like you in theaters with your big screen. Not sure what you were trying to say there, Tony. Did I miss anything important? Well, Andrew, I can tell you that Halloween Kills is going to come out this year in cinemas, barring any pandemic setback. And you can never predict if we're going to have a pandemic setback or not. The big screen will be better when it comes out on Blu-ray and DVD. Will make it be like calm. That was from George Harrington. I always prefer to go see stuff on the big screen, guys. I don't think you can duplicate that experience. You know, opening night, you're usually there with other diehard fans of the property. I can tell you when I was at TIFF, guys. And maybe some people in this chat were at TIFF. I know a couple of you were. When the opening credits played for Halloween 2018, the entire theater erupted. You know, I've seen a bunch of Star Wars movies opening night or the night before premiere, and it's always incredible when the space crawl falls down. I'd never experienced a Halloween movie like that. And being at TIFF, listening to the crowd react to those opening credits was absolutely breathtaking. It made me realize, okay, well, you know, Halloween is alive and well. Toronto Freddy, am I referring to the drive-in in Port Hope? So Port Hope opens today for the first time. And the other one was Lindsay. There's one in Lindsay which has 2 screens. They were open, and they had to turn back about 70% of the people that showed up. But no, for those of you that are local in Toronto area or in and around there, yeah, you if you want to go see movies at the drive-in tonight, I think they have Back to the Future playing. I mean, you could watch that on Netflix. And then The Invisible Man. So that's what's playing out in Port Hope tonight, and it's their first night being open. Has anything been said about the trailer from Andrew Griffin? Not really, man. Nobody knows when the trailer's dropping for sure, other than it's going to be soon. If the movie's in fact coming out this year, then you know for a fact that the trailer's coming. And as we announced in this video, it's been, reported that the movie is coming out this year. At least that's straight from us and our sources. If Halloween Kills goes on VOD, it will losing money. It will lose money. I think you meant Lee. So we have a video coming out. I believe we have a schedule of when our videos come out. I don't want to just give away everything in the video. There's no reason to do the video. I'll say this. I've seen some other big-time Halloween YouTubers who, much bigger than us, much bigger following than us, stating that, maybe the budget is $5 million more, $7 million more, or even $10 million more than Halloween 2018. It's more than that. I can tell you when Jason Blum went on about, the scale of this movie, he wasn't kidding. They really went to the wall with their budget on this movie. We're talking more than 3 times the budget of Halloween 2018. Now, immediately that might make some people cringe because that does not include marketing. That's never included in the production budget. Because you'd want to watch how much money you spend on these things because you can never predict when a pandemic's going to happen, so that can't be held against them. But the biggest thing that comes out is you don't want to get stuck with a bloated budget on a horror movie and then lose money. For example, the budget on Dr. Sleep was huge. And I thought Dr. Sleep would have done way better than it did in theaters. At the end of the day, they lost money, and that's unfortunate because I think Dr. Sleep, specifically the director's cut, is a wonderful follow-up to The Shining. Hey, it's Aaron. Long time no chat, buddy. Yeah, no, we touched on that earlier. Yeah, the Universal and the movie theaters can't cut each other out. There's way too many big movies that are coming from Universal. Daniel McCabe, supposedly the trailer is meant to come out on the 23rd of June. What's that, 11 days from today? That's possible. That's possible. I know I've seen a lot of people reporting June 19th. I don't see it coming out on June 19th. More often than not, it's also a Friday that it comes out on, guys. Oh, something to keep in mind. What else do we got here? Let's go back to the questions that were submitted beforehand. All right. Where were we here? Jonathan Bell, is there any chance we will see you guys do anything with the Halo stream guys? Well, I mean, we had Dave on the channel. Dave and I have known each other a few years and talk on and off about various things, and he was really helpful in terms of us getting the new equipment on the channel and being able to present in a higher quality for all you guys. We're definitely going to have Dave on more. But if you're asking if Lee has reached out to me or anything, no. I do know that Rebecca, who does a lot of stuff behind the scenes here for us, reached out to Lee. The fact is, some of those Halo stream guys probably haven't even ever heard of us. You know, some of those guys are what the Wham guys, I think, are over 100,000 subscribers. And we're sitting here at, I think, around 1.4 right now, depending on how many more this video's gotten. We're growing, and we're growing steadily and, you know, at a very healthy rate. And that's big thanks to you guys. Again, if you guys want, the subscribe button is down in this corner over here somewhere. Click it, subscribe, keep up to date on all our future content. I would be thrilled to do something with the Halo stream guys, but I'm also not going to go out of my way begging for them to have me on. If they want to have me on, I'd be more than happy to come on. I love what all those guys do. Lee's awesome. The Wham guys are awesome. Dave has been nothing short of incredible for us. So we'll have to see. If they reach out, then we'd definitely be open to it. Kenny Putty, how's it going, man? I didn't think you'd jump into a Halloween chat, but here you are nonetheless. Well, thanks for the support, man. Lee, I pray that Michael doesn't speak. Okay, well, here's another one as we get ready for another update here on Halloween Kills, like we promised. Michael doesn't speak in the movie, okay? Let's just get that out of the way right now. Halloween Kills, Michael Myers does not speak. Confirmed. Take it to the bank, and if anybody wants to fight you over it, you can send them our way. Asku Griffin says, in Halloween Resurrection, Michael got electrocuted and made that sound. So can Michael really talk but just refuses? I mean, Halloween Resurrection doesn't really have anything to do with what's going on in the current timeline there. Could Michael talk? Maybe. I mean, there's definitely something that happens in this movie that makes you believe Michael's absolutely aware of what he's doing and can make choices of his own. I don't really want to say more than that. I hope Halloween Kills has plenty of kills, says the Joker. Halloween Kills has more kills than any other Halloween movie, period. And it's not close. It's that much of a murder fest in this movie, on screen and off screen. And I know some people might cringe at that idea and think that it's going a little too close to Rob Zombie territory, but at the end of the day, the movie's titled Halloween Kills, guys. There's going to be kills. That's just the way it works. Daniel McCabe, what do you think will be better, Halloween Kills or Halloween Ends? So we have a little information on Halloween Ends. One of it's a real intriguing piece about a certain return that's going to happen during Halloween Ends. But it's far too early to get into that. Let's deal with Halloween Kills first. I'd be lying if I sat here and told you that we know everything that happens in Halloween Ends. We have tidbits at most and a return that's going to happen in Halloween Ends. But other than that, we don't have much, and that's why we're not really talking about it too much. Back over to the questions submitted ahead of time. Jennifer Hall says, is there any chance Halloween Kills will come back to TIFF? I think, Jennifer, that's pretty much been ruled out. I don't think TIFF has been canceled yet, like I said earlier. I'll tell you what, though, if it does go to TIFF and there's a chance that we can go, I'll be there, absolutely. Jeremy Cantwell, the Loomis reports are everywhere. You yourself confirmed he's in it, but is it worth it or is it a cheap cameo? What do you know about the CGI used for him? Well, Jeremy, Loomis isn't in it just for the sake of being in it. We'll say that. Loomis plays a super pivotal role. He's in 2 flashbacks in this movie. He has, I don't want to say for certain how much on-screen time he has, because he also has off-screen time as well. But he's in the movie more than you'd think. It's not, oh, hey, there's Loomis for 15 seconds and he's gone. And his role's important, and it has an important effect on events that are happening in the current timeline, too. So, take for that what you will. I had some fun reading this message the other day. Okay, so obviously this guy's a big fan of the Howl Stream guys. So are we. I love what they do. Whenever they do a Halloween stream, I'm watching it. Keith Bowman, you are so fake. You are such a fraud. If you had any real sources, the Halloween guys would have you on. Clearly, they think you were a hack. Get bent. Well, Keith, I woke up this morning with an extremely stiff back, so getting bent wouldn't be that bad. Look, dude, you choose whether you want to watch us or not. Obviously, you can see this is not some glamorous studio. I keep things behind me that I love. We got the Michael head over here, the H6 mask, which is not nearly as nice as a lot of masks you see on some channels, but it has some meaning because a Halloween fan film that we're in post-production on, that mask was used. Look, everybody knows somebody in some walk of life. You know, there's people that are talking in the chat right now that maybe they grew up with someone who's in the NHL or the MLB, or they're a NASCAR driver, or they were an extra on Star Wars or whatever. It just so happens that we're lucky enough at Fandom Empire to know a couple of people that are involved in the production of the film. So if it was someone else other than Blumhouse and Universal doing it, we wouldn't be this lucky. Sometimes you just, sometimes you just know someone. As for the Halloween guys thinking we're hacks, I assume the Halloween guys don't even know who we are. If they do, then great. We would love to do something with them. As for you, dude, don't be so hateful, man. Cheer up. Good things are coming. All right. I think that was it for our pre-show messages, guys. So we'll get to the last few here. Yeah, we did toy machines earlier. Pumpkin Man Forever. I had a teacher named Jennifer Hall. Huh. Well, wouldn't that be funny if it was actually your teacher? Lee Bowers. Dr. Sartain even say in the beginning of Halloween 2018 he can speak. He just chooses not to. This is Sartain we're talking about, and I don't know if he's worth taking at his word, all things considered. But like I said, there is something specifically that happens in Halloween Kills that certainly gives you the idea that Michael is very well aware of what he's doing and controls whether he does it or not. The Geek, beautiful studio. If by beautiful you mean messy and cluttered, yes, it is. I bet you it'll show Loomis die or maybe a confrontation with Michael. Well, I can tell you this. If you piece together what happens in Halloween 2018, guys, Loomis doesn't die in the events of Halloween because he's addressing the court after the events of Halloween. You got to pay attention closely in Halloween 2018, but it does state that. So no, Loomis is not going to die. Pumpkin Man Forever. Keith sounds like a douche. You're my go-to guy when it comes to Halloween Kills. Well, that's great, Pumpkin Man. We do other stuff on this channel, too. I know we've been advertising for a long time. We have supernatural stuff coming, even though the show's coming to an end. The goal here, guys, is to have you appreciate what we're doing. If you've seen our Fandom Empire Now video the other day, Tommy was on. He'll be on more. Johnny from Star Wars Renegades is going to be on. Jade's going to be on. Rebecca will be on at some point. A lot more people are going to start to show up on the channel. The fact is the pandemic sort of put a stop to certain things we had planned. Am I the go-to guy when it comes to the channel and the guy in charge? Yeah, I am. But trust me, there's multiple people to keep this thing going. I'm way too busy to do it all myself. David vs. Goliath, your thoughts on when Halloween Ends starts filming, hopefully in the fall. Well, David, if I had to guess now, I wouldn't be surprised if Halloween Ends doesn't start filming till next year. Could it film this year? Yeah, it could. But the problem with starting in the fall is that's when the media push will be going on for Halloween Kills. Could they still do it and break away for that? Yeah, but usually the media push, well, this one might not be as extensive as normal due to the pandemic. Usually the media push ends up being a very busy time for directors, producers, actors, just everybody involved. So the idea that they could do that and still film Halloween Ends at the same time, very lofty. I'm guessing it films early next year and still releases next year too. Don't forget, Halloween 2018 filmed in 2018 and released in 2018. All right, where are we here? Blaine Sanders. What do you think Laurie's role will be at Ends? If it takes place on the same night as Kills, she's mainly in the hospital. What do you think her role will be moving forward? Well, Blaine, if you check out, first of all, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, click the subscribe button. You'll keep up to date on all of our content. We did a video on Laurie not too long ago, and this is kind of spoilery. I mean, it's so hard when talking about things like this because, immediately people are going to scream at you for giving spoilers, and then other people are going to be like, no, you weren't giving spoilers. You're just trying to provide some context. Laurie is not the focus in Halloween Kills. Halloween Kills is an ensemble movie that focuses in on Allison and Karen and Tommy and Lindsay and Lonnie and another character that I can't mention yet. So it's kind of like a 6-person ensemble, and there's even more characters than that are involved. Obviously, Marion's back and Cameron's back, but they're not included in the main 6 that this movie follows. Not at all. And Laurie's not even included in that main 6. Is she in the movie? Yes. Does the story at the end of the day still revolve around her? Yeah, but it also, I'd say it revolves more around the main 6 characters I'm talking about for this movie. She's basically on the shelf for this movie, but still plays an important role. And so, like, if you're waiting for Halloween Kills to be able to watch Laurie in action, kicking some ass, you're going to be waiting until Halloween ends for that, because that's not what her role is in Halloween Kills. Dude, don't listen to the haters. You're my favorite channel for Halloween Kills. We get a lot of that. You're our favorite channel for Halloween Kills, and it's certainly appreciated, guys. But at the end of the day, Halloween Kills is going to come to pass, and Halloween Ends is going to come to pass, and we still intend to be here doing stuff. So hopefully people watch all of our content that we're going to continue to put out, not just the Halloween Kills updates. But if that's what your fix is, then we're happy to provide what we can. Bloody Gore 74 says Sartain is insane. Yeah, he is. Kind of reminds me of my neighbor. That's not a joke either. Damn, you don't have to be disrespectful. He's here to answer our questions if you feel like he's fake. And then just keep moving. Hey, man, if they think I'm fake, it's all good. If they want to take time commenting on a video and viewing the video, at the end of the day, they're just helping us. I assure you, though, I got better things to do to come in here, or on here, pardon me, and lie about a bunch of shit. That's not what we're doing here on this channel. And honestly, the response from you guys for this live stream has been way better than I ever thought it could be. So maybe we'll have to keep doing these things once every couple of weeks. He fucking better not, from Toronto Freddy. I'm going to assume you're referring to Loomis dying. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. Great stuff, man. Can't wait for the next one. Well, I can tell you the next one's coming tomorrow, so stay tuned for that one. Can you tell us about a cool kill from Halloween Kills? I can tell you about lots of cool kills from Halloween Kills. I'm just trying to think of one that's not specifically important to one of the main characters. And just like that, I've let slip that one of the main characters dies. See, doing these things are tricky. Okay, so I'll tell you this. This happens multiple times in this movie, so I don't mind telling you about it, is the way some of the kills are shot. I don't know if you guys remember the movie My Bloody Valentine 3D with Jensen Ackles from Supernatural. There's a version of that movie where you're basically the person that's getting killed. Like, it's a POV shot, and there are multiple POV shots of where Michael is basically killing you, the audience. And that's badass. Like, the ability to have enough confidence and to do that not once, but more than once in a movie is awesome. It's a really unique filmmaking technique, and I think people are going to love that. Jane Hardy, hey, what's up? I love the content. Jane, appreciate it. Thank you for the support. And not much is up. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I hear the baby crying upstairs, so Mama's got her hands full. Lee Bowers, is Hawkins still alive? Next question, Lee. I know the answer to that, but we've been kind of trying to avoid that particular topic because there's just way too much that goes into it. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Will they introduce any brand new characters to Halloween Kills that haven't been in previous Halloween movies? Yes. Yes, they will, and a couple of them are fairly prominent. And again, Halloween, specifically the Halloween movies led by Gordon Green and company, do a really good job of being diverse and accepting all walks of life. And you can probably read into it from there. Do you know what happens in Halloween Kills? Seeming that you have a source. Yes, we know what happens in Halloween Kills. And someone once asked me, does it spoil it for me knowing what happens in the movie? No, because we've me personally anyway, have been able to read stuff and talk to the sources and yet still have some context left out of the middle of the movie to where even I'm going to be surprised from certain things. But most of the meat and potatoes, yeah, we know. Does Cameron play a big role? From Greg. Yeah. I'll give you this one, okay? No, I'm torn if I should or not. What the hell? We're going to give this one away. Okay, so this is a little bit of a spoiler, guys. So if you don't want to know this, tune out now. It's not massive, though. So if you're afraid I'm about to drop, oh my God, Laurie gets killed or something. That's not what we're doing. Does Cameron play a big role? Cameron is in this movie more than people think. He plays a more important role than people think. You got to remember, Lonnie is Cameron's dad. And Cameron, depending on how the scene was shot, is the very first person you see on screen in Halloween Kills. So it's not Michael, it's not Laurie. The very first person you see on screen in Halloween Kills is Cameron. Toronto addressing Kenny. I'm not sure what Kenny said. I must have missed one of Kenny's. Thanks for taking care of that, dude. So Michael kills Laurie in the beginning. No, he does not. Let's get that one out of there right now. This is not Halloween Resurrection all over again. Do you think they're going to finally kill Michael Myers? Night Owl 316. Well, Michael Myers isn't dying in Halloween Kills, obviously. It's a trilogy. Do I think they'll kill him in the trilogy? Yeah, probably. Do I think they should? No, I wouldn't. I would have Michael being the one that survives. If I were them, I'd have Michael and Allison survive, so years later, if you wanted to go back to it, you could. Or at least leave his death ambiguous. But my guess is they'll write a definitive ending to these movies so they can't be continued again, because I'm basically 99.9% sure that after this trilogy, Gordon Green's done. Can you tell us whether or not Sheriff Brackett dies? I cannot tell you that. Do I know? Yes, but I can't tell you that. Brackett's role isn't as big as the... excuse me, guys. Brackett's role isn't as big as the main six characters in the movie, but he has more than what some people would think. And he does get his hands dirty, I'll tell you that. Aaron, I'm watching Halloween 2018 right now. On the left-hand side, they got a brick wall. Either he busts through it or he shoots himself out with one of the guns. No, that's not how he gets out, Aaron. He's not going to tell you. That's right. That's right, man. Pumpkin Man Forever. I love Sartain. His twist was so interesting and intriguing. I remember sitting in TIFF, and at TIFF, pardon me, and when it happened, I thought to myself, okay, well, that's a unique way to go about things. But I also knew the second that it happened that a lot of people were going to hate that twist. Because in a way, it's almost Dr. Wynnish. And maybe it shouldn't have been that. So, I don't know. I'm sort of torn on it. I am. At the end of the day, I don't know if they needed to do that, to be honest. Adam Turner, what's up, Fandom, baby? Oh, yeah. I said that in the Macho Man voice, man. What's up, Adam? Appreciate the support. No wonder when people do live stream and they say, oh, I just scroll past all the chat. It's so easy to do. Bloody Gore, new sub from me. I'm recommending you to all my friends. That's appreciated, man. You know, at the end of the day, we are not as well-tuned as some of the other Halloween channels and horror channels. They've definitely inspired us to put ourselves out there more. The fact is, we started off as a Star Wars podcast way back in 2015 on Channel 1138. We started to branch out a bit. Fandom Empire started as Fandom Cantina back in 2018, and it just sort of evolved from there. I've had a love for Halloween for over 20 years of my life. I'm 32 now, and, we love Halloween. And so we figured, being that we're well connected in with some people that are involved with that project, why not cover some of it without getting ourselves in hot water? Do you know if the deleted scenes and alternate ending for Halloween 5 exist? If so, how do you get them? Oh, that's tough. I can tell you they were supposed to do something with Halloween 5 last year. They were trying to find footage and, rejuvenate it sort of and clean up the quality and release something last year in honor of its 30-year anniversary, and it never happened. Which is too bad, because at the end of the day, Halloween 5 takes a lot of heat. It's one of my least favorite Halloween movies, but still a Halloween movie, and I still have no problem watching it. But for whatever reason, nothing ever came from it. We got teased about it, and nothing ever came from it. So no, I don't know where it is, but obviously something exists somewhere, and for whatever reason, it didn't get the release it was supposed to. Greg says, hell yeah, it sounds dope as fuck. Chad says, great work, guys. Glad to see the channel picking up. Steve, Chad, thank you, man. You always comment on all of our videos, and even if you only tune in for some of them or all of them or some of one of them, taking the time to comment definitely helps us out in what we're doing here. Toronto Freddy says, seriously, that was the worst creative choice in the entire film, amongst so many others. See, this is one thing I love about movies, guys, is we all have different takes, right? Like Halloween 2018, I do think is more widely liked than hated, or disliked. Hated's probably a little strong. But one of the things I love about movies and TV and expressing ourselves, as long as it's done in a fair way with healthy criticism, is, we all have different takes. One person that might have loved what they did Certain, you might have 10 other that hated it. But that one person that loves it might have justifiable reasons as to why. And, for me, I'm indifferent on it. I did think it was the worst part of the movie. I'm with Toronto Freddy on that. And there are parts of Halloween 2018 that feel choppy at times and un-Halloween-like. And I do think they've done a good job at clearing some of those areas up for Halloween Kills. Any news on the trailer? Sorry, just joined the live stream. That's from Jeremy. No, man, no news on the trailer. The big news in this video was that Halloween Kills is, in fact, going to be released in 2020. That's this year, by the way, in case you guys have forgotten years, being how long we've all been locked up for. It's going to be released this year, according to our sources, which means marketing's going to start, which means the trailer is soon. Those that think that we're going to get a poster, though, a couple weeks before a trailer, might not happen that way. Just because it happened that way once doesn't mean that's the way it always goes. Greg says, oh, shit, if he's alive, he's not going to be able to walk. I know what you're talking about, and I'm not touching it. All right, where are we here? We're going to go for a few more minutes, guys, and then call it quits. Sadly, I got some daddying to do with the baby upstairs. Your channel is growing really fast. We are picking up steam. Thankfully, YouTube provides a nice little analytics tool that still says the majority of our videos are actually only being watched 30 to 40% of the way through. And then people probably either, one, get irritated with my thick Canadian accent or voice, or two, just have no patience. But for those of you that do stick around to watch our content, that'd be great. Also, I just want to get this out there right now, guys. I'm going to switch over to this for a second. If you like what we're doing on the channel, and I get it, times are tough, we've launched a Patreon where we're actually posting exclusive content over there. We have an exclusive Halloween video coming out this weekend, and you can join that for as little as $2 a month or as much as $10 a month if you wanted everything. Again, we just launched a Patreon. That's www.patreon.com/FandomEmpire, and you can join up for as little as $2 a month, where we give, I'd say, a little bit more juicy details in terms of what's happening right now with some of the Halloween content. So if you want to support us in a different way, we'd be happy to have your support. We're not going anywhere. One of the reasons that we're only at, I think, 1.4 thousand subs is we came on in 2018, but I wasn't really putting my face on camera. We had some people behind the scenes that were helping, but sort of had their own agenda, and it just didn't work out, and that form of Fandom Empire got shut down, and then we relaunched with people we could trust, and since doing that this year, we've been really consistent with what we've been posting the last few months, and we're here for the long run. You'll still see us after Halloween Ends comes out in 2021 or 2022. There is a legitimate shot that movie might be backed up. Greg says, thanks for answering these. It's my B-Day today, so I'm hyped. Happy birthday, Greg. Happy friggin' birthday to you, man. Hope it's a good one. Yeah, chocolate ice cream guy or cake guy, or a vanilla ice cream guy or cake guy? My younger brother when I was growing up, had a thing for strawberry cake and ice cream, and I couldn't stand it, man. I hated it. But yeah. Also, guys, you'll notice there's no super chat function. I just want to say, due to the support that you guys have provided this channel, which has been never-ending, in future videos, there's no way we're going to be able to reply to all these questions. I'm already on 20 minutes longer than I intended to be. Staying on to answer all your questions for the first video here, but in future videos, if you want to make your question a priority, you will have to use the super chat function, or we're just going to have to get as many of them in as we can. Just normally, we're not going to have this much time while doing a live stream. Just a heads up. Dylan, I shot him 6 times. Well, I guess you didn't hit him in the head, man. Those 6 shots, and he never once hits him in the head. That's a bummer. I didn't like Cameron. You know what? We have a video coming up on Cameron, so I'm not going to say too much. Cameron is far more likable in this movie and far more relatable. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe it's too much of a change. But given what I've read and seen with Cameron in this movie, I think people will like their presentation on the character better. It sucks that Michael's missing 2 figures from Lee. He puts them to good use. Cameron is going to be the new Brady. That's good. That's really good. Aaron says, I just can't wait to see the movie. I'm so friggin' excited. You and me both, man. You and me both. I know you are asking us about the Patreon earlier, Aaron, so if you get a chance to sign up for that, feel free to do so. And if not, then we support whatever support any of you guys are willing to offer us. It's appreciated. Daniel, I don't know why, but I feel like someone's going to have to make a big choice, such as Laurie. Save her daughter or granddaughter. Maybe that's stupid or a wee random theory. There are a couple of times in this movie where the big choice comes into play. I can't say that's specifically one of them, but choices matter, and sometimes they're the wrong ones. One thing they did wrong in Halloween 2018 was let Sartain wear the mask. Some might argue Sartain was wrong completely in 2018, or some might love him. Did you know that Julian's supposed to return in Halloween Kills, the kid who is being babysat? Yes, Julian returns in Halloween Kills, and his role is much, much smaller. So those that thought that Julian might have taken them out of the movie in Halloween 2018, his screen time is far less in this movie, and far less vital too. I don't get how Michael didn't kill Allison in the cop car. Greg, good question. I don't think Allison was his primary focus. Again, I can't stress enough. In Halloween Kills, we find out Michael is maybe far less random and far more calculating than you might think. And that might be a turnoff for some people. For me, it's not. It's to me, Michael has always struck me as someone who's actually quite smart. So, Kelly Barkley, I hope Michael doesn't. I don't know what you're trying to say there, Kelly. Personally, I hated Sartain putting on the mask. There was no need for that. That was where it really crossed the line. Adam Turner, thanks for the shout out. Is the tone of Halloween Kills as they mean, or as mean as they say? I fucking love Zombies H2 tone, bleak. I'll tell you right now, I don't like Rob Zombie's movies. And I think Halloween 2 is the worst thing to ever happen to Halloween, but I think that movie is so bad that it's actually fun and entertaining to watch. I don't think there's ever been a Halloween movie that has the tone that this movie has, guys. Halloween Kills, as I stated earlier, is an ensemble movie. And if I could rename Halloween Kills, or in one short sentence sum up what it's about, I would say the town of Haddonfield. And it's never ever been like that before. Some might say H6, but that's not really accurate. I hope Michael doesn't kill Julian. No comment. Does Halloween Kills have the most kills in the franchise? Yes, it does, and it's not close. Sartain almost killed Halloween 2018. Not seeing bus scene hurt 2018. I'm not sure what you're trying to say there, Christopher. I too was not one that was super fond of Sartain, but I don't think he was detrimental as some people think. This new timeline is canon to me. Well, I mean, Dylan, really all timelines are canon. I posted a thing today on our Instagram account, which, by the way, guys, we are really trying to build up our social media here. So you see them at the bottom of the screen. On Instagram, it's FandomEmpireNow, or you can type in CampHaddonfieldPodcast, which is our very own Halloween and horror movie podcast that will launch next week with 25 to 40-minute episodes that you guys will be able to find some exclusive content over there. On Twitter, you can find us at FandomEmpireNow. And on Facebook, if you're a Halloween fan, you want to type in either Fandom Empire or Halloween Kills 2020. They're all of our socials, guys. If you want to check us out there, it does help. Lee Bowers, Halloween 4 has the best atmosphere. I agree. Again, subjective, but I agree. Gabby, I appreciate the suspense. I'm a fan since Halloween 1. Thanks for the coverage. I'm looking forward to watching Halloween Kills and Ends. The interesting thing about Halloween Ends, the tidbits that we do know, is a lot of people have already chalked up basically what they think is going to happen and when and where it takes place, and they're wrong, which is intriguing. So, Gene Hardy, do you think if Donald Pleasance was still alive, he would reprise his role as Dr. Loomis? Oh, how old would Donald Pleasance be? He had to be 90. He'd probably be in around there, maybe even older, 100. I don't think it'd be possible, to be honest. I can tell you this, though, guys, and this is where we'll get into our other Halloween update. Loomis is CG in this movie, but it's extremely, and I mean extremely well done. I have seen a capture of it. This is when it was only about 85% done. And the idea that it was only 85% done and he looks this good is absolutely mind-blowing. It's really fucking phenomenal. Pardon my language. I know some of you guys don't like it when I swear too much, but Loomis looks amazing in this movie. And the other thing I wanted to stress on, the flashback sequence in Halloween 2018, guys. So I don't think we've clarified this officially. So we will today, and this is a bit of a spoiler, is everyone just assumes there can be nobody that dies in this flashback sequence because they've already mentioned the amount of people killed. I'm telling you, with 150% certainty, someone dies in this movie. Someone absolutely dies in 1978 in this movie. And you might think that we don't know what we're talking about, but we absolutely do. Apologies. Replying to the wife, guys. Happy wife, happy life. All right, let's keep moving on. Much rather see this movie in theaters with other Halloween fans. Bingo. There's no better atmosphere than being able to sit there with other Halloween fans, take the movie in, and just be enthralled with it. The interesting thing is, I remember seeing an opening night. So this would be 6 or 7 weeks after I seen Halloween at TIFF, and I went with some family and friends. and it was a double feature. You seen Halloween 1978 followed by Halloween 2018. I think we're back. Let's get. I think we might have lost connection there for a second. Hopefully that doesn't kill the whole video. That would suck. But it says we're good here. We have some lag going on. Someone on the chat wants to let us know if we are still live. That would be extremely appreciated, guys, right now. Said we lost connection for a second. We haven't done one of these before. We're going to go for 10 or 15 more minutes. But yeah. Trying to find where we were in the chat. Like, the chat just went way down on me. I think we're still live. The timer's still ticking, so I'm not getting the connection interrupted sign anymore, so hopefully the quality is okay. Again, we've never done a live stream like this before. The only place we've ever really live streamed is Facebook, but this has been just an incredible success thanks to all you guys out there, and hopefully it'll allow us to do more of this in the future. As I try to figure out where the hell I was in the chat. I'm just going to start here. I apologize if I missed any of you guys. Toronto Freddy says, Laurie should have orchestrated the bus crash. Well, dude, I'm sitting in TIFF, same as you were, and I thought for sure that's where they were going with it. I thought she was going to be the one that orchestrated the bus crash, which would have been cool because then I think you could have set it up as Laurie had obviously done something terrible and wrong and just basically lined other people up to die. And that would have been... I don't know if you could have brought her back in Halloween Kills if you did that, though. It would have had to have been like Karen and... it would have been Karen and Allison based then. Because I think if Laurie does that in that movie, she has to die. Thanks, babe. Then she has to die. But she didn't. I'm with you, though. It would have been a better story. I thought for sure that's where they were going with it. In fact, we were actually told prior to seeing the movie that that's where they were going to go with that, too. So, and then they had to switch there. Halloween 2018, it's more loved by people who aren't diehard Halloween fans, whereas fans always criticize it. I think every movie needs to be open to criticism, man. I don't know if there's any perfect movie. I love The Empire Strikes Back and Star Wars, but does that mean it's perfect? I don't think so. I'm not used to talking this long. Throat's getting a little sore. All right. Or are we 3:18? All right, we'll go till 3:30, guys, then we're done. So I'll get to as many of them as I can. Anthony says, any of you in the chat think that Dr. Loomis will be played by the same guy who voiced him in the audio recording? Well, Anthony, I can tell you that is exactly who does his voice in this movie. That doesn't mean that's who physically plays him, though. Greg says the first half of Halloween 2018 was really good. I really like all of Halloween 2018. Does that make it a perfect movie? No, I like it less now that I've had time to digest it and I've seen it multiple times. But I just watched it the other night, and I mean, my God, the ending to that movie is fucking beautiful, guys. The theme that plays, the house burning on fire. I don't know if I agree with the ending shot being the last shot we should have seen, but I love Michael staring up at the girls, and even though the flames are bursting out behind him, it's almost just like, he's like, yeah, whatever, I got this. Love it. Absolutely love it. Daniel says, is there any news on if Laurie is Michael's sister in canon? If not, then why would Michael go for Laurie in the first one? Does this get answered in Halloween Kills? Laurie is not Michael's sister. That's not changing, not in this canon anyway. And honestly, the only reason he goes for Laurie in the original Halloween is because Laurie goes up to the house at the beginning. That's it. He sees a girl and becomes obsessed with her. Kind of like I can't remember what the kid's name is in the movie, but the kid from Stranger Things who gets killed with the motion sensor sequence. He basically lays that out for you. Have you ever been obsessed with a girl and can't have her, sort of thing? How much of the film takes place at Haddonfield Memorial Hospital, Pumpkin Man Forever? There's a good chunk of the film that takes place at Haddonfield Memorial Hospital. But if you guys are expecting Haddonfield Memorial Hospital to basically be like it was in Halloween 2, and that eventually the main fight sequences and violence sequences and Myers stalking and killing people like he did in Halloween 2, and this is just going to be a redo of that, that's not the case. That's not its purpose in this movie. I could be wrong in this, but I'm 99% sure Michael Myers never ends up at Haddonfield Memorial Hospital in this movie. It serves a different purpose. They didn't want it to just be a rehash of Halloween 2, and for that I applaud them. Where are we here? Aaron says, I know it's just more fun going to the movie theater and watching it with people you know, with people you don't know, and seeing their reaction. My favorite thing about movies, guys, is whenever I sit down to watch something, movie, TV show, doesn't matter, is sitting down with someone who's never seen it before and seeing their reaction. To me, you get no more rewatch value of anything in life than for that. And that's cool. Fandom Empire, you could have put me up there as Toronto Freddy. Again, we lost connection for a second. What exactly are you referring to, dude? Let me know. Christopher says he wants theater. Why might Halloween Ends be moved to 2022? Well, here's the problem, is the pandemic threw a big, just sort of stop sign into Hollywood. You got shows like Supernatural, which is in their final season, guys. They have 2 episodes left to record, and they don't know when they're going to record them. Halloween Ends should be filming right now, and it's not. Now, Hollywood's been given the go-ahead to start doing that, but it'd be a big rush to get everything going. If filming creeps into 2022, then you have to deal with the fact that other actors or actresses or people behind the camera might have other commitments that are signed up for that time, which could delay it. There's seriously a metric shit ton of reasons why Halloween Ends could get delayed. I'm telling you right now, don't expect it to get delayed, but there's a much better chance that Halloween Ends gets delayed than there is that Halloween Kills gets delayed. Christopher says, if this movie turns out to be effing awesome, I will definitely say I wish I could have seen it in theater. I think you're going to get a chance to see it in theaters, man. Greg says, thanks. I like chocolate cake, dude. Give me a piece of, as you can tell, I'm not exactly the skinniest dude in the world. You give me a piece of chocolate cake, nice glass of white milk, I'll be one happy Canadian bacon. Sambo said something to Adam Turner. I'm not sure what. Pumpkin Man, Cameron needs a redemption arc. Well, you're probably going to be happy with this movie then. Aaron says, yes, that's a possibility. It could go to theaters for a few weeks with everything going on, then to VOD. It's going to make a lot of money. Yeah, it will make a lot of money. It's probably bound to not make as much as it should have. But at the end of the day, again, I don't think people understand how much this movie cost to make, how much they really, really went balls to the wall with the budget. That does not include a marketing budget. And again, I don't think it's going to make what Halloween 2018 did. I'm not saying that's a one-off, but to just expect it to make $250 million, guys, that's not realistic. I think they're sitting there going, if this thing can make 150, 175, creep towards 200, we've done our job again. And why the hell not, right? Greg says, I think Cameron's a good actor, and maybe they had him be unliked for a reason. Indeed. Richard, when do you think the trailer's going to drop? We've addressed that earlier. As far as we know, the movie is coming out this year, guys. And again, we wouldn't have ran that report today if it wasn't. So that means the trailer's dropping soon. Is it going to be next Friday like a lot of people are reporting? I highly doubt that. But time will tell. Chad says, sorry if I missed it, and this is a repeat. Is Laurie in any of the flashbacks? I don't know if I want to answer that. And you can read into that what you will. Someone says Karen dies, but it could be a rumor. Someone said that's from a test screening. I'm going to tell you right now, Richard, that we're not going to address any of the test screening stuff because the test screening did happen. A bunch of people ran onto Reddit trying to get their 5 minutes of fame. And yeah, could Karen die? Which, I mean, she probably has the highest odds to die in this movie. Whether she does or not, you have to wait and see. I will say this. We have a video exclusively on Karen coming up in the next 2 weeks. And I think if people give it a chance, and actually, it's only a 10-minute video like most of us, you're really going to be surprised with her role in this movie. Why is Halloween Kills happening this year? Because it is. It's slated for this year. Is the black sheriff important in the movie? For the love of God, I can't remember the guy's name. I don't think important's the right word, no. But he is in the movie. With everything going on, we just hope we can get through this pandemic and enjoy this movie. Amen, Aaron. Nothing is more important at the end of the day than all of us staying healthy, taking care of our loved ones. The movie is second to all that. But whether we like it or not, I mean, things up here in Canada are a little different than things down there in the States, or I know a lot of our viewers are all the way across the world. You know, the pandemic's a scary thing. And at the end of the day, you just want to do what you can to get through it. Going out to see this movie in cinema is going to be a calculated decision. I intend to go see it there. Dylan, Mike turned Sartain's head into a smashed watermelon. Yes, he did. Yeah, that was very Rob Zombie-esque, that particular scene. If Julian has a big role in Halloween Ends, do you think he would die? Well, we're talking Halloween Kills right now, Nolan. I can tell you his role's not big in Halloween Kills. Richard, Rob's H2 is hilarious. The dialogue kills me. First of all, I remember being in the movie theater with my cousin, seeing Halloween 2, Rob Zombie's version, that is, opening night, and being blown away by the opening sequence, being like, oh my God, I'm going to love this movie. And then you find out all that stuff didn't actually happen. It's such a terrible movie, in my opinion. But it's so bad that it's one of the most rewatchable Halloween movies. It's a fun watch. Will you do other franchise updates? Yes. So quickly here, this is what this channel is going to cover, because obviously Halloween has a shelf life. Our buddy Dave McRae likes to say that, and he's absolutely right. Yeah, man, we're going to do stuff on Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th. Scream's going to be at the forefront with a new movie coming out. Star Wars, we cover a lot of stuff on. I realize that doesn't get as much views because there's so many Star Wars YouTube channels and podcasts out there that why do they want to come to us for their information? Like, we actually had a big Star Wars scoop yesterday that just came out this morning, and we had it before a lot of people, but we chose not to run it just because we weren't getting views on the videos. The Batman is going to be another movie that we pay close attention to, just because we do have someone fairly close connected over there. And yeah, so look for that stuff. Game of Thrones prequel series when it comes out. Fandom Empire is exactly what it sounds like. It's an empire of fandom. Halloween's just at the forefront right now because over the next year and a half, that's what we got. So, yeah, we will be doing other stuff though. Will Haddonfield be like a character? I would go as far as to say Haddonfield, clearly I've been talking too long, is in fact the character of this movie. The chat is a bit delayed for you. I think I'm just falling behind, guys. There's just a plethora of messages coming in. And keep in mind, as they're coming in over here, they're coming in on Instagram, they're coming in on the email. It's a lot to keep up with right now. And I had Thomas and Rebecca to start. Thomas had to take off, so it's literally just Rebecca and myself here trying to manage things. David vs. Goliath, don't sweat trolls. This is a great channel. It's crazy people. Yada, yada, yada. Anyway, appreciate it, David. Yeah, dude, we started in Star Wars in 2015, and you have even the slightest different opinion from Star Wars fans, and they'll jump on you like white on rice. It's, we're not, it's cool. I appreciate the support. People can hate if they want. I'd love to appear with those Halloween or Hallowstream guys. I think they're all great, but at the end of the day, they have their own little clique that they like to keep to, and if we're invited into it, great. Well, we'd have the door open, but if not, then it is what it is. Are they using CGI for Loomis? Yes, they are. I would put this channel up against any Halloween channel. Well, I mean, that's not really our goal. I mean, there's not very many Halloween channels. And I think all of us have done a really good job of helping keep Halloween alive. And we're probably the fastest growing one at the moment because we're new. But at the end of the day, we're all in this together. All right. Richard says, I hope Halloween Kills is released this October. It is released this October. Toronto Freddy says, because she dropped off the key at the mic. Yeah, that's exactly what we said. Richard goes on about caring a bit more. All right. Well, guys, that's going to do it for us here in this Halloween video. And, the fact is, it says I'm unable to connect the chat right now. So if you're messaging anything right now, I cannot see it. Like, I wish I could show you guys. There's no way for me to show it to you guys. The last message I see is Richard, and it says, unable to connect the chat. Please try again later. Guys, 90 minutes. I expected this to go half an hour, and you guys kept it going for 90 minutes. We'll do another live stream soon where we'll get into some more. Maybe get into some more nitty-gritty. Maybe we'll do a live stream after the trailer drops, too. We can all talk about the trailer. And there'll be things in the trailer that we've already talked about that you'll go, oh, wow, these guys actually do know what they're talking about. Anyway, though, quickly here, guys, let's go over where you can check us out. Instagram, FandomEmpireNow. Give us a follow over there. Look, if you support the YouTube channel, guys, please support us on our socials. It goes a long way to building up the YouTube channel. So Fandom Empire Now, if you're a Star Wars fan, Star Wars Renegades, and then our new podcast that launches next week, CampHaddonfieldPodcast. On Twitter, it's Fandom Empire Now and SW Renegades. And again, if you have a couple extra bucks sitting around each month, you can support us on Patreon. We have exclusive content that goes up there every 2 weeks on Star Wars, Halloween, you name it. We get a little more juicier over there. With some revealing details. Big time video we're about to post over there. Again, you can sign up for as little as $2 a month or as much as $10 a month if you wanted everything. It's www.patreon.com/fandomempire. Guys, the response to this video was remarkable. Hell of a way to start off the weekend for me over here. Apologize to anybody that didn't get their chat messages answered. We were trying to keep up as best as we could. The last one I see is Richard, and I'm sure there's more after him, but it's not showing me. That's just the way it is. Anyways, guys, stay safe. We have a Halloween video dropping tomorrow. Probably be back with another one on Monday. And always remember, in fact, that fucking guy right there, the boogeyman, is coming. We'll see you next time. Have a good weekend. Stay safe. Cheers.